Girl was on a video call with her mother when she suddenly heard frantic knocking at the door. Jody mistakenly thought it was her package arriving. So without a second thought, she immediately opened the door.
Oh my God! Jody!
Her mother screamed at the man not to hurt her daughter, but it was all in vain. In a panic, the mother called the police, but she still couldn't prevent the tragedy from unfolding. She could only watch as her daughter was assaulted by the man, powerless to do anything. After the incident, the mother moved Jody out of the small town to their new home. She thought this would help Jody forget the past, but that wasn't the case. Jody, who used to love photography, now took a perverse interest in spying on her neighbors. Whenever she was bored, she would secretly take photos of them. But unexpectedly, Jody's strange habit accidentally led to the solving of a murder case. One day, the girl just happened to glance out the window and saw a tall, shadowy figure standing suspiciously by the window of the house across the street. Seeing this, Jody panicked immediately, so she ran toward Lisa's house, then hurriedly knocked on Lisa's door, and, out of breath, told her what she had seen. But Lisa didn't believe her story. At that moment, there was no one else in the house but her. Seeing how convinced Jody sounded, Lisa began to feel frightened as well. To be safe, she grabbed a baseball bat and started searching the house. But after checking every corner, she found nothing out of the ordinary. Then Lisa noticed the table lamp by the staircase. It seemed she had just had an idea. Lisa thought it might have been a shadow cast by the light. As she went upstairs, since everything made sense now, Jody felt awkward about saying anything more, and could only go outside to head home and sleep. Lisa, meanwhile, got into the bathtub to soak and relax. But just then, a figure suddenly emerged from the car. He was holding an iron bar and heading upstairs. Lisa, however, was completely unaware of any of this, just as she was getting out of the tub and getting dressed. Early the next morning, Lisa's niece returned, but to their surprise, when they entered the house, there was not a sound inside. Jody, however, quietly ran upstairs, because her intuition told her something terrible had happened. Sure enough, when Jody reached the bathroom door, she saw Lisa lying there, no longer breathing, so she frantically screamed and called the police. Soon, a large contingent of police arrived at the scene. However, their investigation turned up no clues, and there were no signs that the door lock had been tampered with. As the first person to discover the scene, Jody immediately described what had happened. But nothing suspicious was found. According to the sheriff's understanding of Lisa, she had always been a good person, so it didn't seem like a murder motivated by personal vendetta. Hearing this, Jody immediately thought of Jack, because Lisa had often complained that Jack was disturbing the peace. Could this have led to retaliation? The sheriff believed anything was possible, but the final conclusion would have to wait for the report. Given the gravity of the situation, Jody's mother had no choice but to take Lisa's niece home and reassure her not to overthink things. After doing all this, her mother warned Jody not to meddle in other people's business and to leave the rest to the police. The next morning arrived quickly, and the police report was already out. Lisa died from a blow to the head, but the windows and doors at the scene were completely intact. Therefore, the police suspected her niece. After all, Lisa had $4 million in assets, and her niece was her only relative. However, upon investigation, the niece had an